Hey everyone, Strangers103 here. Today we get another replay cast, a little bit of a slow loading on this one, but hey, we might as well have a look at the matchmaking as we go. This is Troll98 playing the Lolyang Tier 8 matchmaking and a very Tier 7 8 heavy matchmaking with one Fubuki on each team, along with us actually getting a Molotov on top. But that's not really too big of a deal because a Molotov, if handled reasonably, is actually a very strong ship. And we do get into the game about a minute too late and then open fire into the water, but it's a standard battle, so it's not too big of a deal overall. In general, we get double Bismarck, they get double Turpets, they get Aromas, that's a bit of a troll gun there. We get an Amagi, which is a very reliable set of firepower, NCNC on top. Edenlol could have radar, could have smoke, but in this kind of a matchmaking, this Edenlol can actually definitely achieve something, but they get an Atlanta. It's not really the world's best camo radar, but, you know, if the Edenlol is, you get spotted, you push the button 99.9% of the time you spot the guy in return. But we do have our own Hydro, which is very important, because it means that if we do run into an enemy destroyer, or an enemy destroyer smokes up, we can go and, I don't know, I've always struggled with this one, so for those of you guys that are watching, like, if you have one, like, the Germans, you go unstress someone's smoke, you go liberate someone's smoke, or you colonize their smoke if you're a Brit, you know, but what would this ship be? Because, you know, Taiwan kind of got kicked off to their own island, you know, China #1, let's not get that discussion going, but we spotted a stock Mogami in the distance. Looking at our captain build, we do have concealment expertise, we do have survivability expert, 17,000 health. We're running the 9.2 km tops and no torpedo acceleration. We also have no AFT, 11.6 km range, good enough. Enemy Aki gets spotted up on the top right corner, very useful for us. Our Kagero is should not be spotted. No superintendent either, so guessing we're not running a full 19-point captain here, because, well, I mean, what do you really need? Well, you kind of want priority target. It's very useful. We do spawn Atlanta. If our team is aimed, they could potentially snap a shot off on him, but I wouldn't count on it. But we're going to be outside of his radar range, so it's not a really big deal there. Regardless, we're pushing up. We know where the enemy cargo was spotted. We know they're Aki, so it's just one Fubuki left. There's no cap here, so there's no real major reason for the enemy destroyers to have to come here. And even then, without the cap, they wouldn't really need to. We do need to be careful. We are sailing a little bit towards the enemy's Atlanta. He could potentially radar us right in front of a North Carolina, and that could result in a large portion of our health deleted. But for the moment, he doesn't really have a reason to do so. He doesn't know where we are. He's not being spotted. So the only reason he would have to radar is if we, tuck ourselves in behind this island to hydro him. But, what's the point in doing that? Sure, there's a lot of our stuff here, but they're all kind of heading up there into the massive noob trap. So what we kind of want to do, and actually it's not a Fubuki, it's Fushun. I'm good at reading, but if we can go kill either Fushun or Kagero, and I would say getting rid of the Kagero could definitely be a lot more useful, because it's a flank clear, because, we can then go deal with the Mogami and, go farm that. Atlanta, actually, cheeky guy, he decides to radar this, so we're now stuck in a bit of an awkward position with the Turpets potentially going to shoot us, and this is why you don't really want to overextend yourself. York's even pushing through as well, so we could easily find ourselves in a bad position, but if that York isn't reacting, he's probably going to find himself in an awkward position as well, but we need to remember that it's not really so much about the these torpedoes in this sense. It's just going to be an awkward position for him, because he's trying to back himself out. He takes 2 for 16k, these torpedoes do 11,600 damage, it's nothing. We're going to smoke up here. That's not really helpful, because we're the ones likely spotting the York, because, and the Turpets, because that's just, how it is. We're the closest ones to the enemy fleet, and putting the smoke here is pretty much preventing these guys from being able to do anything. But we actually wipe out the Yorks, that's a nice spot of luck over here. And then if Fushun actually gets Bismarck secondary to death, so that's also a good bit of luck for us. York would not have been able to torpedo us unless he launched them earlier, then we would have seen them, so I don't really believe there is much of a reason to smokescreen here, but to Hydra here, but we definitely should reverse back to continue plinking at the Turpets, because, it's continuing to shoot at that. But at this point, the enemy team on the western flank is likely going to win, and this game is looking really, really bad right now, because we're in a really, really bad position, because that over there can easily hold back. That's just going to bog itself down, because our battleships are still over here. He's dying. This guy hasn't killed the Kagero, and if he tries to kill the Kagero now, he's likely going to find himself getting killed. We're not achieving much here. Sure, we killed the York, but that's a York, and, the western flank is collapsing, and that's the worst flank to lose. You lose that flank, you really screw yourself over. The Amagi is committing suicide, that's what I mean. It's really, really easy to get bogged down trying to push through this. So at this point, just sitting here and wanking on the Tirpitz' health, well, we're doing some damage, at least, but in the end, it's not really going to help us win the game, because what's going to help us win the game is to get rid of that Kagero. And a little bit of slow awareness here. We're going to reverse ourselves out of the smoke if we don't stop going forwards right now, and... Oh, we realize it, so we're actually going to stay in the smoke, but we need to target that Kagero, who is about to get himself into our Hydro Perma range, but we need to stop moving forwards, and we need to shoot at him. Come on, shoot at him. There we go. The smoke still got 27 seconds, but we just lost our spawning Fubuki, so this Hydro is like, he's barely going to be in range, but oh dear. He didn't pay attention, so he's actually creeping closer. We need to be applying a little bit less lead there. There we go. But, you know, in this case, we're not playing on the world's best ping, I'm pretty sure, so don't worry about him torpedoing us. Just creep forwards to make sure we stay inside of the smoke screen, because we deployed it creeping forwards. York's coming around the corner, so... But our smoke's about to expire. We're in the pretty much the last puff here, so if we're paying attention, we can swap inside of it. But we're going to skid, and that means we're spotted, so continue shooting at him. Torping the Tirpitz is not the priority here. Killing this Kagero is. Because the Atlanta could potentially come along and radar us as well. And there we go, we're back in the smoke. We have a few seconds left, but we bleed our engines, so that might be an idea to the damage control party. Just to, even though, you know, we do have last stand, but just to make sure we can basically punch it through these torpedoes to get around and then kill this Kagero, because we're going to be off our Hydro at this point, off our smoke screen at this point, and, well, we're going to be stuck on this island for a while, so we have to, you know, kind of deal with getting shot at by a Tirpitz for a bit as well, at least by secondaries. And it'd be nice to make sure we don't take a torpedo, but we're not going to, and, well, we're just going to stay rammed inside this island, which I wouldn't say is the smartest thing overall. At least trying to build some, you know, distance to it. You might miss a little bit or continue shooting into the island, just back and forth, maybe he'll fail to lead, but at this rate it's hard for him to screw that up. Regardless, we're turning our ship the complete wrong direction. We need to turn it towards this gap over here, so at this point we're trying to head in that direction, which is just going to get us caught by the Tirpitz and caught by the Mogami behind us. So we need to, you know, we needed to reverse ourselves this way and then head this direction, so this can easily get ourselves screwed, because that Mogami is about to spot us, so we need to smoke up to deal with that right now. Too late, we're going to get spotted, and, well, we don't want to be sitting there with the Mogami and an Atlanta off in the distance, potentially able to shoot us. So at this point, let's just see what we're looking at. Back to the player cam. We're getting secondary by the Tirpitz. That's all the more reason for us to smoke up. The Mogami, there you go. Obviously, he's going to go invisible because we were the ones spotting it, and now we're caught in a really, really stupid position. Kind of should try to plink on the Tirpitz, but if that Atlanta pushes into us, we're buggered. Because, same if the Mogami happens to have a Hydro, we're also buggered. And, oh dear, the Mogami's coming our way, and our torpedoes aren't ready. So if he has a Hydro up, 4.4 kilometers, he's going to catch us. The Tirpitz is not dying at this point. No one is going to be in a position to kill that. If this Mogami gets right up into our face, we're able to citadel, and we can, you know, we have a chance. But our Hydro needs another minute to come up. The Tirpitz could go forwards and insert gun in us, knowing that, I mean, he should have, you know, knowing that we torpedo, he should just pushed us down, because, you know, York, not that big of a threat. But 10 seconds up until torpedoes come online, and there you go. Tirpitz spots us, and the Mogami gets a head start warning that we're leaving the smoke screen. Thankfully, he's shooting AP, and he has yet to figure out that, we're kind of, you know, moving, and torpedoes are on the way. But we do get ourselves spotted, but the Mogami turrets, I don't think they're actually able to track and traverse early enough, and if he takes two of these, he's likely to go down. A little bit of replay desync there. We get incredibly lucky that he didn't have Hydro. We get incredibly lucky that we didn't fire there. We get lucky the Atlanta never pushed us. The radar is down. So we honestly deserve to die about 3 times over this game, but somehow we're actually still alive. And there you go. Akitsuki shows up, so we might be screwed at this point. No real reason not to open fire, because without engine boost and 5.3 kilometers, we're never actually going to get ourselves concealed again. So continue opening fire. You're fucked at this point. You're dead. Shoot back. You will never conceal yourself. You've got 1 minute left in the smoke. You're bleeding hell to the Akitsuki. We're basically losing the ability to deal maybe another 1,000 or 2,000 damage to the Aki in return. So that was definitely another case of incorrect reaction there. If we had not fired our guns and we had engine boost, which you wouldn't really do in a Loyang, you know, maybe we could have gotten away, but the biggest mistake was was reversing the incorrect direction, not putting the smoke screen down immediately, and just extracting from the area, because then we could have gotten out of that while still protecting some of our health. But we get incredibly lucky the Mogami commits suicide. That kill never should have gone in. The Mogami should have just realized that when we got spotted with the Tirpitz, that he would have been able to turn back in, so and basically bow onto us. And as we know, Loyang torpedoes do potato for damage. So But anyways, this game is almost certainly going to be a defeat because our team has absolutely no control of the map. The team pushing is the wrong thing to do. If you lose the western side of the map, you basically lose the game. The eastern side of the map, here is such a big noob trap, it's incredible. So at this point, with no destroyers left on the team, the enemy Aki still being alive. The Aki is not really the best torpedo boat, but that's alive, no one's dealing with that. That's on the border and doing a grand total of I don't bloody know what. So at this point, the game is 100% bugged, so we're not even going to watch the rest of it, just to summarize the mistakes that were made. Baguette's pushing the Akis. That actually could potentially go well. With him engine boosting, this Aki has no way to escape from that, but, that's still alive, so problema, minor. But yeah, when we were here, we should have just extracted, like I said, out, because staying there to fight with a crossfire from the Turpet, Mogami pushing up, and an Atlanta that could potentially come in to radar us. Granted, we did go very ham in the beginning. There's no reason to go so direct in here. Holding this gives no benefit to the team whatsoever. Losing the western flank basically is loss of the game immediately. It's just like default. It's like 95% of the times you lose the western side of the map, your team tries to push north, you lose. Especially with the North Carolina trying to anchor this. Like, they had a lot of their fleet there as well, but these guys try to push it. So, like, these guys became relevant because the team wanted to push it. Equally, these guys were irrelevant because they were pushing the wrong side of the map. So both groups were completely relevant to the victory of the game. It's this Atlanta, Duke of York, Stock Mogami even joining in on the fight. And their Kagano, which actually kind of didn't notice we were here, and he could have extracted this direction towards the Atlanta as well. But no, guys just defend, doesn't matter. The defense needed to happen about 8 to 9 minutes ago. There needed to be defense over here to stop this from pushing through. And at that point already, the game was already lost. So with this, I don't have the post-battle results screen, so we're basically just going to stop the recording right here. And end this, because we're dead, and there really isn't much more to comment on that. Just trying to get out of the way is, to summarize, get out of the way when you're in a bad position, and 2, on this map, you want to do something about the western side of the map. You lose the western side of the map, it's GG. If you can't, even if you win the eastern side of the map, if the enemy team takes the western side of the map, you still have a 70-80% chance to lose. But if you fail to breach the northeastern side of the map, and you lost to the southwest, on it, but it applies to every single map, you're 95% screwed. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this replay cast, found it useful. And we'll see if I can actually get a Baguettal replay posted, but unfortunately, it's not really a ship that's incredibly good at getting super high damage games. It's a ship that needs long, just time to deal damage. But hey, that's a topic for the actual Baguettal replay, and there you go. Finally, this looks like a bot. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Take care, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.